Alright, Schlockmeister fans, a re-review from my old YouTube channel, Mistress Pamela. Let's watch. A new girl is being hired.
Jonathan, my lord. We happened upon a young lass on the highway.
Yes, my lord.
She was being brought here by her father to take up service.
Indeed, my lord.
She's an extremely personable young wench.
Ah.
Of only 14 summers.
1 guinea a year. You will also have 1 afternoon off a month. Thank you, Mrs. Jelks.
Most generous.
That's Mrs. Jelks.
I prefer my girls to start younger, Master Andrews. 12 is a more usual age for a lass to enter service, you know.
Pamela is the oldest of our children, Mrs. Jelks.
So Pamela is now staying at Lord Devonish's estate, and she's being comforted by Mrs. Jelks.
There, child. Don't cry. I'm sorry.
Then we fast forward 5 years. Our young Pamela is presumably 19 years old now. I wonder where the plot's going to go now. The actress Anne Michelle.
She is a good girl.
Yes, my lord.
In every way.
In every way.
In other words, she's a
You've
virgin.
taken
There's a lot of talking to the fourth wall in this movie.
And desire I to lust with Mistress Pamela. So be it. So then it will be. Her body is the antidote. Fornication the cure will rid me of this fever. That what you say were true.
He wants Pamela, but Pamela's resistant.
Man would wish most devoutly to be loved by just one of my household.
Oh, my lord!
Do not be afraid, I'll do you no harm.
I'll not stay here.
Form against the rules of the game. Well, the point I am trying to make is when one hunts a woman, there are no rules. Anything is permitted to get them to open their legs. Except rape, of course. A gentleman doesn't go round raping women any longer. It used to be considered permissible in our grandfather's day, but not anymore. We're too civilized.
He has an offer for Pamela.
I'm going to purchase a house in London town and place it in your name. I shall also set upon you the sum of 500 guineas a year, that you may live there in a manner fitting to your position. I shall also give a purse of 50 guineas a year to your father. And myself bothering with you.
She doesn't
Then
want
I
it,
may
though.
go, sir.
No, you may not.
She denies him. Again.
My terms are not satisfactory.
No.
You wish more money.
No.
You do not wish help for your family.
Of course.
Well, what is it then?
I will be no man's whore.
Oh, my lord!
Oh.
He ends up ripping her top off. She still resists him, though. Mrs. Jelks then smashes him with a vase.
Oh, Mrs. Jelks.
And Miss Jelks gets thrown in jail.
You've never cried before. You're my strong, wonderful Mrs. Jelks, who so oft dried my tears. Don't cry. What will they do with me?
So Pamela pleads with the
Come on
Lord.
a fool's errand, where that perfidious woman shall feel the full wrath of the law.
Oh, I beg you, be kind, be merciful, show charity, my lord.
Not a mite.
But she was only trying to protect me.
He's going to come up with a way that she can do something for him, I bet.
Then you can indeed be the salvation of this woman. You can come to her aid in the same way she came to yours.
How, my lord?
Come here tonight and share this bed with me.
Never! Oh, God, I never want my God to be burned!
Release Mrs. Jelks from bondage.
But she's going to give in to it.
Good. You will be naked. Obey all my commands, whatever they may be.
So she goes to him, and before they actually do anything,
Strange fates will over.
he falls asleep.
I vow I now wish him awake. Oh, dear parents, what a burden my virginity has become. Forgive me your tragic slumber, but though I love you, I have responsibility to keep my honor and love you. Why did I say I love you? I hate you. You're evil and wicked, a disgusting animal of beast. under false advertisement. How wonderful it is to love a man. That's what the women of the house did say. How wonderful. Why did they lie so to a poor girl who knew no better? Lord?
Then you will come to my chamber again tonight.
Huh?
You promised.
I promised. What and when did I promise?
Yesterday for Mrs. Jokes.
That contract has been paid in full. 'Twas to Cockerell we agreed, and 'twas after Cockerell I left. Your lordship will have to take my word for that. Being a whore?
You wouldn't be a... It isn't the same.
Oh, what is the difference then?
Attempts to find other employment. His lordship also instructs me to write you a reference that you may more easily secure a new position.
He's sending her away.
His lordship has been too kind. You will be ready to leave at first light.
But he's sending her away to a different property of his, so he's still technically in her employ, and he's kind of set it up so he's going to basically rape her in the night with the help of this woman. However, as he jumps on, he pushes her off, and he doesn't get her again. But he thinks he does. The lights go out, he jumps on top, but he's actually on top of the other woman instead of Pamela. And then the film is being funny.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, sir.
Pamela locks herself in a room.
Yes, just tell me what you want.
You are to leave here at once. You are to provide transportation to take me home. You are to swear on the holy book that you will never attempt to see me again or molest me in any way.
But he comes up with another idea.
Take your place in society
Marriage.
in your own time and with a minimum of inconvenience. Time is a great healer, you know. Now, Pamela, what is your answer? Do you wish to become Lady Devonish?
Well, she's overwhelmed by the offer and agrees. So, because of that, she decides to sleep with him. But she overhears that it was just a ruse. It was supposed to be a fake.
You knew that when we agreed to sign. If I were caught, it would be transportation to the Australians. We agreed 100 guineas. I didn't know the involvement then. Officiating at a fake marriage ceremony.
So, depressed and heartbroken, she leaves the wedding ring and leaves the Lord. She's gone. Well, now Lord Devonish is heartbroken, and he decides he wants Pamela. And he goes looking for her and finds her working in a field somewhere far away. But he found her.
Pamela, if you want, I'll get from my horse and beg forgiveness on my knees. I ask you not to make me do that in front of these gaping yokels, but if you want me to, I will.
She agrees. And our last scene in the movie. All right, let's talk about Mistress Pamela. This is kind of a rare film. It's based on a book, Pamela or Virtue Rewarded, I think is the name of the book. It came out in 1740, and it was kind of like an erotic story for that age. An English writer wrote it, Samuel something or other. Anyway, the movie itself is rare. It showed up on cable at some point in the 80s, and I wrote it down to record if it ever came back again. I ended up picking up a pre-recorded VHS of this. It was in a great big box, probably in the very early 2000s, and it's a rare tape. It's not on Amazon, it's not on eBay right now anyway, so it's hard to find. But anyway, it stars Anne Michelle. She plays Pamela, and she's sent to the Lord Devonish's castle, or whatever the hell he's living in, manor, stately, I don't know, whatever the case is, and he's kind of a rogue, and he likes to sleep around with women, and he has his sights set on Pamela. Pamela starts off as like a 15-year-old, and then 5 years later, Devonish sets his sights on her and wants to sleep with her. She refuses. She refuses to do it. She's a virgin. She wants nothing to do with it. He tries and tries and tries and tries, and she keeps rebuffing him. Eventually, he's like beside himself that anybody would resist him like this. So he says, what if I marry you? At that point, Pamela finally gives in to him. They sleep together. And then she overhears him the next day talking to some other people in his employ, talking about how much it costs to get a phony wedding certificate and a phony this or that. So she realizes she's been had. He was just trying to sleep with her and wasn't really planning on marrying her. So she cries and then she runs off and she disappears. But I don't know if our Lord had a change of heart or something or what once he realized Pamela was gone, but then he realized that he actually did love her. So he chases her across the countryside on his horse, finds her working in a field somewhere with some other ladies, and basically says, look, I want you back. If you want me to get on my knees and beg you, I will do so in front of all these other people. Please don't ask me to do that, though, but I will. And the last scene in the movie is her getting on the horse and they're riding off in the sunset together. So anyway, that's it. This movie, like I said, the book this is based on, still is read today. When I had this on my old YouTube channel, I had a lot of people asking me about it, where they could get this movie and such. And unfortunately, you can't get anywhere because if you can find a VHS, great, but it's very, very hard to find. Now, I made a DVD out of it. This is one of the very early box arts that my wife created for me. It's hard to find. There's like a spanking scene here. I think that's the other thing that some people like about this movie. But the movie itself, it's okay. It's got some nudity in it. Anne Michelle's a beautiful actress. You may have seen her in the movie The Virgin Witch also, which I have. And she did a few other things as well. The guy, his name is like Julius Barnes or something like that. I don't know what else he's done, but not a whole heck of a lot. But anyway, it's called Mistress Pamela. Like I said, it's a hard to find film. This is about the best you're going to do. Watch it at my house, right? So anyway, if you've seen it, leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Mistress Pamela, watch it. Bye.